All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving into a game where loyalties are, let's say, flexible. We're going to look at one shocking twist that didn't just change the rules, it completely blew them up, turning allies into enemies and forging a brand new ruthless majority in one single stunning vote. And this one line, this one quote from a player named Nom, it just says it all. It perfectly captures the brutal new reality of this game. You know, the days of quiet plotting were officially over. The gloves were off, and brand new battle lines were about to be drawn in the sand. So what happens when you just flip the game on its head like that? Well, you get pure chaos, paranoia, and, of course, some epic blindsides. We're about to watch long-standing alliances just crumble and see new powers rise up from the ashes. Okay, let's get into it. So before all this chaos erupted, the game was really kind of a slow burn, you know? You had 3 different tribes, and across all of them, players were making their secret deals, hatching these quiet schemes, and dealing with some very real pre-existing baggage from the outside world. Take this Slantia tribe, for example. You've got Mariah, and she is just laser-focused. I mean, while everyone else is out there building social bonds and making friends, she's meticulously calculating what she can buy from the game shop. Why? Because she's obsessed with finding a hidden immunity idol. You know, that one advantage that can save you from getting voted out, no matter what. At the same time, her tribe mate Arik, well, he was playing a wild social game. He was creating multiple top 3 group chats with all these different people. And get this, he was sending the exact same copy and paste message to every single one of them, promising them all a final 3 deal. It was a pretty chaotic strategy. And it was already making his tribe mates a little suspicious. And then, this is where it gets really personal. Over in a different tribe, the Skal tribe, the game was about to get rocked by a real-world conflict. We're talking about 2 former friends, Ile and Gavri, who had some serious bad blood between them, and it was all about to spill out right there on the beach. So just when everyone was getting comfortable, settling into their tribes, bam! The producers hit the big red reset button. One single challenge was about to wipe the entire board clean and throw the entire game into absolute turmoil. Okay, so here's how it went down. After this little mini challenge between 3 representatives, 1 from each tribe, the results came in. And the consequence? The tribe of the person who came in 3rd place, Wasel, was just dissolved on the spot. Poof, gone. And the 2 who finished 1st and 2nd, Moriah and Inna, well, they were suddenly captains, and they were about to draft 2 brand new tribes from scratch. But here's the twist inside the twist. The draft had this super rigid structure that totally forced the captains' hands. They couldn't just pick their best friends or their strongest allies. Nope, they had to pick from the other original tribes in a specific, rotating order. This pretty much guaranteed that all those existing alliances were about to be shattered, creating a totally unpredictable new game dynamic. And the aftermath, well, it was a total scramble. You end up with 2 completely new tribes, Slantia 2 and Skal 2, made up of all the shuffle players. All of a sudden, old allies are staring each other down as rivals. Bitter enemies are forced to work together, and people who were total strangers just minutes before, well, they just became your new potential lifeline. So, with the old world totally gone, the game was just a free-for-all. Everyone was scrambling to find their footing in this brand new reality. And right out of that chaos, some really dangerous new alliances started to take shape. Over in the new Orange tribe, Skal 2, the inevitable finally happened. Gavri and Ile. Remember them? The 2 guys with the real-world falling out? Were now stuck on the exact same beach together. They had no choice but to confront their past. But you know what? Instead of the whole thing imploding, they actually talked. They had this long, really emotional conversation, and they cleared the air about everything that happened in their past, and they agreed to move forward together. What could have been a total disaster was suddenly transformed into a secret and potentially very powerful duo. Meanwhile, over on the new Green tribe, a powerhouse alliance formed, almost instantly. The 3 players from that dissolved Wassail tribe, they wasted 0 time. They immediately joined forces with the 2 original Scal members on their new tribe, and just like that, they created this dominant 5-person voting bloc. And they called themselves Doritos Grill. Seriously. And hey, there's that quote again. It was Noam, one of the leaders of this new alliance, who made their mission crystal clear. They had the numbers, 5 of them against the 3 original Slancha members, and they were absolutely ready to take control of this game. And there was absolutely no time to settle in. These 2 brand new tribes were immediately thrown into their very first immunity challenge. The stakes? The losing tribe would have to go to tribal council and vote someone out. And let's be real here, it wasn't even close. It was a total blowout. The Skull 2 tribe absolutely dominated this complex puzzle challenge, finishing more than 18 minutes faster than the new Slancha 2 tribe. So that meant the new Slancha 2 tribe was heading to tribal council. This was going to be the first real test for that 5-person Doritos Grill alliance. I mean, with a clear 5-3 majority, the vote should have been super simple, right? Or was it? Okay, so the stage was set. The new majority could just easily pick off one of the 3 outsiders. But they had a much more cunning plan in mind. This was a plan designed to not just eliminate a player, but to completely and utterly shatter the morale of the minority. So the 3 original Slancha members, Haya, Mariah, and Eric, they were completely snowed. The majority alliance went to them and said, hey, the target is one of us, Vova. This made the trio feel totally safe, like they were in on the plan, but in reality, the vote was never, ever going Vova's way. And to make this whole deception even more convincing, the majority alliance started floating these incredibly complex vote-splitting scenarios. It was all just a smokescreen. By making the plan seem super complicated, they made the minority feel included, but at the same time, they made sure they were way too confused to see the simple, brutal truth of what was really happening. And then, at tribal council, the trap was sprung. The minority 3, completely believing the lie, cast their votes for Anna, who they were told was the split vote target. But the Doritos Grill Alliance, they held strong. They put all 5 of their votes on their real target. And just like that, Haya's torch was snuffed out. His 2 closest allies, Mariah and Arik, could only sit there and watch in total shock as the realization hit them. They had been played, completely, from the very beginning. You see, this blindside did way more than just send someone home. It was a declaration of war. A new majority was forged in deception, and it proved that in this new game, old loyalties are absolutely worthless. So the real question now is, with blood in the water, who in this new empire is going to be the first one to turn on their own?